Hello everyone. In this session, we will talk about an important topic of electrostatics, which is called Coulomb's law. Almost all the students feel that Coulomb's law is very easy, and in this process, they either tend to skip this topic or they do not give sufficient time to solving the multifarious aspects of this topic. So, in this session, I have compiled all the types of problems which can be asked. And if you watch this session carefully, you will get hands on with all the problems. So, we come to the type of problems. The first type of problem involves finding the net force on a particle in a triangle or in a square. The second type includes neutral points, which are themselves a very important topic. The third type of problems involve particles moving in circular path due to electrostatic attraction. And I believe if this third type of problem you get very versed with, then you will be able to solve the problems in gravitation also. The fourth type involves conditions for equilibrium of a single particle. Sometimes what they do is they give us a triangle or a square, and on one particle they say what is the condition for equilibrium. Another type are particles which are suspended by a string, so they become a simple pendulum, and we give charges to them and they get separated by certain distances, and we are asked to find those distances or height. And the last type of problems are integration problems, which require knowledge of integration. So, this is the first question, which is of the type in which we have to find the net force on a particle. As you can see in this part, there is an equilateral triangle. Every side of the triangle is R. All the particles have charge Q, and we have to find the net force on the particle at A. So what we can do is, on this A, this particle B exerts a repulsive force, which I can show in this direction. Then this C also exerts a repulsive force, which I can show in this direction. And if we just find the magnitude and use the vector sum, we can very easily find out the net force. As we can see, there is another problem in which we have to find the net force on the particle at B. In this question, there is a square. Each side is R. At the four vertices, four charges are present, and they are asking us to find the net force on the particle at B. So what we can do in this case is, on this B, due to A, there will be a repulsive force in this direction. On this B, due to C, there will again be a repulsive force in this direction. And on this B, due to D, there will be a repulsive force in this direction. So the resultant of all these three forces will give us the net force. This problem is of neutral point for charges of same nature. In this problem, we can see that there are two charges, 4 microcoulomb and 10 microcoulomb, which are separated by 20 centimeter. We have to find the point at which the net force on a charged particle is 0. So here I have drawn this Q, and which is at a distance x from 4 microcoulomb and 20 minus x from 10 microcoulomb. Now due to this 4 microcoulomb, the force will be in this direction, and due to this 10 microcoulomb, the force will be in this direction. So we have to simply equate these two forces, and by equating them we can get the position of the neutral point. So this problem involves neutral point, but this neutral point is for charges of opposite nature. As we can see that in this problem, there is a charge of 4 microcoulomb, another charge is of 10 microcoulomb. Both are separated by 20 centimeter, and they have asked us to find a point at which the net force on a charged particle is zero. So what I have done is, as we can see here, when both of them have opposite nature, then the neutral point does not lie in between. Instead, it lies on the side of the charge having smaller magnitude. So I have drawn Q on the side of 4 microcoulomb because its magnitude is small and it is at a distance x from 4 microcoulomb. Now, due to this 4 microcoulomb, the force on this Q will be in this direction, and due to this minus 10 microcoulomb, the force on this Q will be in this direction. So we have to simply equate both these forces and find the value of x. Another type of questions involve circular motion due to electrostatic force. Now, as you can see in this question, there are two particles having masses m, and one has a charge q while other has a charge minus q. So they have asked us that what is the velocity with which these two particles will be rotating about their common center. Normally these two particles, because they have opposite charges, they have a tendency to come towards each other. The force on this m will be in this direction, but because we have given some velocity, so this force, instead of bringing the two masses together, it will be a source of the centripetal force. And if we just equate this force with the centripetal force, we can get the answer. This is one more question in which on the vertices of a square, 4 charges are arranged. Like on the diagonally opposite sides, we have placed 2 capital Qs, and on the other diagonally opposite sides, we have placed 2 small q's. They have neither given the sign of capital Q nor have they given the sign of small q. The question says find small q in terms of capital Q so that capital Q remains at rest. So in such type of problems, what we must do is, if we don't know the sign, we take all the charges as positive. If suppose some charge is negative, it will itself get reflected in the answer. So in this, what we can do is, on this capital Q, the small q exerts a repulsive force. Since I have taken all as positive, so we just find this force. Then on this capital Q, this small q also exerts a repulsive force. And on this capital Q, the capital Q which is on the diagonally opposite, it also exerts a force. So the resultant of all these three forces, we just calculate and put it equal to 0. And as we put it equal to 0, we will get small q in terms of capital Q. There is one more problem which we can take in conditions of equilibrium of a single particle. In the given diagram, you can see that there are 4 charges small q at 4 vertices and a charge capital Q at the center of this square. They have asked us to find capital Q in terms of small q so that the system remains at rest. Now in this question, what we can do is, we can consider all the charges as positive. And now we can take one small q. On this one small q, due to the other small q, one force will act like this. Due to this small q, one more force will act like this. Due to this small q, we can have a force like this. And due to this capital Q, a force will be like this. And due to these four forces, we can just use vector laws and add them and put their sum is equal to 0, so as to find capital Q in terms of small q. Now this category of problem are called pendulum problems. As you can see in this question, there are two particles having masses m, charge q. As both of them are having similar charge of similar nature, so they will be repelled, and the final distance in equilibrium is r. The height of each particle from the ceiling is y, and they have asked a very simple question to find the relation between y and r. So what we can do, we can consider the equilibrium of one particle. On this one particle, there will be a force due to the other particle. Then on this particle, mg will act in the downward direction, and tension will also act. So we have to simply equate all these forces, take the components of tension along the x and y, equate them with mg and the repulsive force, and solving this we can get the answer. The last type of problems involve integration problems. As we can see in this case, there is a charge small q, a particle, and there is a rod having charge capital Q and length L. The charge Q is at a distance d from one end of the rod, and they have asked us to find the net force between capital Q and small q. Many students, while solving this, try to apply the concept of center of mass, but that concept gives wrong answer here. Instead, we have to integrate this. So we have to take a very small element dq of the rod and find the force df between q and dq, and then we have to integrate this small component to find the net force. Another type of integration problem is as shown. In this case, there is a semicircular ring or a half ring on which a charge capital Q is uniformly distributed. The radius of this semicircular ring is capital R, and at the center of this ring there is a charge small q. We are asked to find the net force between capital Q and small q. Obviously, in this case, the concept of center of mass won't work. We have to find a very small element on this ring, dq, and find the force between q and dq. But then too, if we integrate that force df, we do not get the correct answer, because in this case the df changes its direction. So we have to take its components along the x-axis, along the y-axis, and then we have to integrate them separately to get the net force. So at the end of this session, I want you to solve each of these problems, because if you solve these problems, you will get a glimpse of each type of problem which is asked in Coulomb's law or will be asked in the future.